This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Do at the same time. I just wish the Dolphins had some magic. So let's you've had 24 hours to sleep on it. How bad is the situation for Cam Flo right now?
For Cam Flo?
Cam Flo. This is the worst coaching I've seen since Cam Cameron. So he is now Cam Flo on the show now. So that's his new nickname, Cam Flo. So how bad are things for Cam Flo right now?
One, I will not let you disrespect Brian Flores in that nature because Cam Cameron was a joke of a coach. He had no business being a head coach. I won't even put him in the same conversation with Flores. Now, I don't think Flores is a great coach.
But right now, he looks like Cam Cameron. Right now. Right now, it looks like Cam Cameron, okay? You can't tell me they're practicing great and they're not making any mistakes and they're doing all this in practice, and then in the game, it's like completely polar opposite because then you're making yourself look like an idiot because – then obviously you don't know what good practices are because you don't have a good feel for your team. That's Cam Flo if I've ever seen Cam Flo.
It worked in the second season. I don't even count 2019. You know how I feel about that year. Mm-hmm. It worked in the second season. It got to 10-6. What was the reason they were 10-6? It was turnovers. It was third down defensive success. It was efficiency in the red zone and early scoring drives, getting leads early. They were like the number one first quarter scoring team in the league. A byproduct of efficient quarterback play. You're getting none of that now. What you did get yesterday is you got efficient quarterback play, which is a step in the right direction. It's a starting point. We make excuses for all teams that lose their starting quarterback and oh gee, wow, even though a backup's supposed to be capable of leading them to victory as well. And backups are important. You need backups at every position. Backups for your top two cornerbacks just played yesterday. We got to give them a little bit of grace for the fact that they didn't play with Tua for a large stretch of games, for a month worth of games. He's back. He looked efficient. He looked good. He looked like he wasn't part of the problem. He made the offensive line better. First no sack performance of the season. Like
he made quick because he's a quick twitch player. So
I watch quarterbacks. I watch quarterbacks evade pressure and sacks. They do it every Sunday. Everybody has to do it every Sunday. Now we got stuck with Ryan Tannehill who couldn't do it for 7 years. That doesn't mean that that's the standard. Tua evaded pressure, evaded sacks, got the ball out, kept the offense on schedule, with the exception of his one interception, which I'll throw that into the New England game as well. You take those two interceptions out of his body of work, and clearly you can't take interceptions out of somebody's body of work. And he's probably one of the top-rated quarterbacks in the NFL without those two boneheaded plays, which you're just like, what are you doing? And he's a young player, so you're going to get the WTF moments. But he's not.
That happened. By the way, that happens to established quarterbacks, that they have a brain fart in the game once in a while. I mean, it happens. It's not but the idea is, were you the problem yesterday? And
no,
he was part of the solution yesterday. It's just he doesn't have enough support, man. I'm sorry.
No, I don't like that. I've lived on the philosophy, the mantra, the mentality of don't make excuses for mediocre quarterback play. And good quarterbacks make the talent around them better. Didn't he make that offensive line look better yesterday? And we know they're not talented.
Oh, he made quick decisions. He's a quick twitch player.
He made Mac look really good.
Yeah, because Brissett is not a quick twitch guy. It takes him a little while. He's a little slower motion guy.
Whatever. Tua made the offensive line look better. He made Mac Hollins look like an NFL starter. He made Jalen Waddle score 2 touchdowns. He helped Mike Gesicki get his second 100-yard performance. He raised the tide of what's around him. Sure, we could sit here and we could say, hey, let's add more pieces, whatever. Let's get better offensive linemen. But that's the starting point. Now, the question is, can the other players raise their level of play, raise their level of performance? Can the defense get fixed? Can, hey, they held an opponent to under 100 yards rushing for the first time this season last week. Now,
right. By the way, one that averages 133.
Mm-hmm.
So they're actually half decent in the run.
We are taking baby steps, and I know Flores is not going to say that based on the fact that you lost to one of the winless teams in the NFL. You allowed Urban Meyer to release some pressure, but hey, I wrote in last week's column with the Sun Sentinel. You have 10 things that you need to fix, and I'm evaluating how good of a coach you are based on these 10 things. Well, a lot of them, I would say about 4 of them, they actually fixed and addressed in that game, and now didn't produce a win. But there's so many factors why you lost. But at least it's a step in the right direction that things are getting addressed and things are seemingly getting fixed.
Well, an example where Tua is not at fault, Gesicki's got to run those 2 routes to the damn first down marker. And that's on Gesicki, not on Tua. And these are things that would have changed the outcome of the game at times. When you don't do things like this, it just puts your team in a terrible position. And while Gesicki had a good game, he also has to try to, do a little better on those little things like that yesterday. That was frustrating to see that he did that twice.
I'd have to look at the game film. I mean, the coach's film to look at that. I saw one of the instances where he sat down in front of the cornerback because the quarterback sat on the sticks, which is what their coach.
When on the out of bounds that he tried to stretch out. He ran it short.
I don't remember which one.
Ran it short. He ran it short. He was going out of bounds.
He ran it short because the DB was sitting on the sticks.
Well, you know what you do? You run right into the DB and then cut. Use your damn body. You're bigger than he is. You got to get to the first down marker, dude. Find a way to get there.
You got to be tough for that, but I don't disagree.
You're a big body guy. Get in front of him. Use
again. You got to be tough for that. You got to be tough for that. Like, you don't draft players who lack toughness and then ask them to do tough things. Come on, bro.
He's tough, dude.
Come on,
he
bro.
blew out his shoulder last year, came back and got a one-handed grab the following week.
The guy's
tough, dude. Just because he can't block doesn't mean he's not tough.
Let's not do this. Let's not do this.
No, you're wrong.
Mike Gesicki's a lot of things. He's a lot of things that are admirable. He's a lot of things that are respectable.
He's tough. Just because he's not a good blocker, that's separately from being tough. You can be tough and not be a good blocker, my man.
In any phase of the game.
What he did last year with that shoulder injury and to come back and catch that one-handed pass. Dude, that's balls, bro. That's balls. You got it. Omar, come on, dude. What he did last year proved that he was more than tough.
No, sir. Gesicki and tough is not 2 words that I put together. It wouldn't happen.
That's just not fair, dude.
It would happen.
Now, you want to tell me Adam Shaheen's not tough? Now I give it to you.
Why would Adam Shaheen not be tough? He could actually block.
Because he gets nicked up every single time. All the time the guy's breaking down.
Listen,
I mean, he was breaking down in Chicago, breaking down here, and he barely plays. He doesn't even play the amount of minutes that Gesicki does. Now that is not. Now there's a guy that either is not durable. Let's say, if you want,
he's hurt. Football is not meant for humans to play. They get hurt.
Okay, so Adam Shaheen doesn't even show up the following week with a shoulder injury, but Gesicki does.
No, it shows up with a knee.
Not only does he show up, he balls out and catches a nasty play one-handed with a bad shoulder.
Gesicki's a very talented.
Gesicki showed me the size of his cojones, and they don't fit in the damn building. He's a tough guy, bro. No. I like him.
You can like him. You can. But when you don't pretend like, oh, why isn't this team tough? Why aren't they physical? Why can't they do X, Y, Z? Well, half of the teams got physicality limitations.
But that has nothing to do with the tight end position in today's NFL.
Your number one tight end can't block.
Well, Omar,
you cannot block. He can't even pretend to block.
You make it sound like Gesicki's the only tight end that can't block in the league, and half the tight ends in the league can't block.
Some of them can get in the way. Mike, yes. You know what his get in the way is? Standing there holding his arms out. Like,
okay, that's fine, but some guys don't block. That's just the way it is.
Mike Gesicki had 100 yards, 100 receiving yards. I'm going to let him have his day. Mike Gesicki is great. He's phenomenal. He's everything the Dolphins are not. But, he ain't tough. Let's not do that. Let's
you and I are going to disagree on that one. I think he's tough.
Let's not. Tough means the guy's in front of me and I can hold my position. That's tough. He cannot.
Tough is playing with a busted shoulder in the NFL, dude. That's tough. Tough is playing with coming back from fractured ribs. That's
Devontae Parker been playing with a busted shoulder all year. Would you say he's tough? Would you say he's tough?
I've been saying he's tough for 2 years, my man. The fact that he has fought through injuries to get back on the field at times, like when he got concussed the week before and came back and caught 2 touchdowns, that's tough. Yes, I know that he is not durable, but the dude is tough because I've watched him now finally come back from injuries the last 2 years, and I've been calling him tough on this show for a couple of years. I actually respect Devontae Parker's toughness to fight through the adversity that he's been through. Unfortunately, the Lord did not bless him with the kind of body that can be durable in the NFL. That's not his fault.
That is correct.
It is what it is. Most of us would break down in this league.
I know I absolutely would break down. I can't even run 2 miles without my knee hurting. So I don't even want to sit there and pretend like I wouldn't break down.
Yeah, I just think he's just got to be smarter and try to find that first down marker and, on those plays. Okay, so
I'd have to look at those plays. I really would.
Omar, the fan base wants blood in the water.
Always.
Certain media members want blood in the water too.
Who? Name them.
I don't know. Some of them probably are calling for firing, right?
I want a name. I want a name.
I don't know. You tell me.
Nah, I don't know. I haven't gotten any. Do I think somebody should be fired? Yeah. Who? I think somebody should be fired as an example. I think a message needs to be sent. People aren't taking this seriously enough. And you can say whatever you want about the routine. Like, bro, change up your routine. Like, your routine sucks. It's not getting it's not getting the right results. Like,
no, I know.
So, and they are changing things that they're doing, but like, okay, give an example. Andrew Van Ginkel. He's there.
He's MIA. He's on a milk cart.
He had a good season last year, and he's regressed. Okay. Sit his ass down. Like,
well, what do you do with Jerome Baker, who you're paying a boatload, and he also has regressed?
Oh, Lord. I don't know.
The 2 starting corners aren't playing, based on their salary. They're not equaling the production based on their salary.
They're doing their job. A lot of things impact their job, like the fact that you have no pass rush. I mean, there's nobody who's really doing great.
No, I get that. I get that nobody's doing great.
I can't sit here. Yeah, they got embarrassed by Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. Oh, gee, 3 Pro Bowl receivers and the greatest of all time. Like, shame on you.
Yeah, it's not about those. It's about the Jags, the Raiders, and the Colts. And what other loss we have? Oh no, that's it. It's about the Jags, Raiders, and the Colts. The Bucks and the Bills, while they were thoroughly embarrassing, I mean, you never really expected them to win those kind of games. But the other ones are the ones that really have put everybody over the top. And then yesterday, obviously, you give Stanky Fingers his first win. I mean,
wow. I think that you with the nicknames today.
That and Stanky Fingers.
How do you know it's Stank? I'm just asking. Like, hey, maybe he likes the smell. I don't know. Like, listen.
Okay, but you just said it. It's a smell. It's not an aroma. It's not a fragrance.
I'm not
You
even
said
going.
it.
I'm not even going.
Stanky fingers. So, when you go down the cave, I mean, it's just, things happen when you go down the cave. So I'm just saying, they gave Stanky Fingers, his first win.
Hey,
that
man,
right
he
there,
earned it. He outsmarted him.
Yeah, he did.
He earned it.
Yeah.
What you want? What like, bro? What? 10% of people watching that game saw that coming. 15.
Yeah, everybody on the Jacksonville side.
I don't even think Jacksonville fans saw that coming. Who saw that coming? Nobody. Brian Flores.
Well, I'm sure a lot of their media and everybody probably picked the Jags. Like, hey, this is the game we can win because Miami obviously.
I'm talking about that final play. Nobody saw that coming.
Oh yeah. Well,
he outsmarted him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did.
You are like, props to you. You earned that. You earned that right there. And
now I don't think they're gonna fire anybody, but
yeah,
what's Stephen Ross going to do now? Because there's no way at 81 years old he's got to be incredibly frustrated with what's going on.
He is,
and obviously the clock is
frustrated.
ticking on everything. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder what's going on through his mind right now.
He is incredibly frustrated. But if there's one thing I know about Steve Ross, it's that he believes in continuity. He believes in giving people time to do what they intended to do. He believes in building things right. Now, has this been built right? No. But this is the first time they tried to do it this way. And they ran into a hiccup. Year 1, success. Year 2, success. Year 3, colossal failure. Do you just scrap it all? And
that's the $1 million question.
And on top of that,
like there's an answer sitting there that you for sure will solve every problem. Like any of the answers out there are all gambles too.
Exactly. Here's my thing. Pittsburgh Steelers fires Mike Tomlin at the end of the season for whatever reason. I say, Chris Greer, Brian Flores, it was nice knowing you. I know,
but that's fantasy, and that'll never happen.
No. I'm just saying.
I know, but let's get to realistic. There is no shot Mike Tomlin ever gets fired.
Stop all this fire talk because Steve Ross is not going to do it. And I can tell you why he's not going to do it. Because he believes in continuity. He believes in giving people an opportunity to fix their mess. And he hates having this perception out there about him that he has a quick trigger or that he doesn't give everybody their due process or the opportunity.
He always has.
Exactly. So why would he change that reputation?
Right.
Guy goes from...
And by the way, you use the worst example in the world. There is nobody more about continuity than the Rooney family.
I know this, but that's that's what Steve Ross wants to be. He just can't hire the right people.
Okay, we could dream about Mike Tomlin, but it's just a dream.
If there was some big czar out there like a Bill Parcells, and I'm just using him as an example, not that I enjoyed the tenure or that it was great or whatever.
Not the lazy Parcells. You're talking about a young Parcells, not the turd with shorts near his tits that we ended up getting. No,
he still built it the right way. Picked the wrong quarterback, but built it right way. And I can tell you right now.
By the way, wrong quarterbacks.
All right, that's fair.
He also chose Pat White too.
Pat White, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Listen. Half of this journey is, do you have the right quarterback? My partner Dave Hyde always says 40% of their job is picking a quarterback, getting it right. Yeah. And we don't know on this one. As I said to you, as I've continued to say, I fully believe in Tua. I am a Tua stan. I have 2 concerns that will not go anywhere: arm strength and durability. That's it. I
Right.
do believe he's going to be great.
His arm, he's got more than enough arm to succeed in the NFL.
Right now.
What he needs is a real offense and a real offensive coordinator, bro. And actually has creativity that he knows.
You had one last year and you dumped him because he didn't have great relationship with him. So listen, everybody makes their bed and everybody got to lay in it. And that includes Brian Flores. You chose these offensive coordinators.
So is the Cam Flow ego getting in the way?
I don't know what that name is. I'm not going to mention Cam
Flow ego.
Cam, listen.
So is the ego getting in the way or not?
I would need time to think about that because no, I seriously would. I don't mince my words.
Well, I mean, you kind of think about what's going on with the aforementioned offensive coordinator there.
He's already changed. He's already acknowledged he was wrong and changed his approach with the offensive coordinators.
No, I'm saying no. He was wrong for getting rid of the one he had last year. He probably should have catered to him.
I don't think he got rid of him. I think that guy ran away.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. You chased him away in a way because if he told you, "Hey, Tua's not ready yet. We got to keep going with Fitz," but no, I got to get Tua in there. Then
But you got to get Tua in there. You did, and his development is better now because you got him in there. So, and while I did not support it at the time, I understand it. And I fully understand where the conviction was. Did it put your team in the best situation to win right then? No. But I think Brian Flores has always shown you.
The dude started against the Rams.
Yeah. He won that game, though. He won that game.
I know he won the game, and he also got slammed. And I was like, "Oh my God!"
He won.
Break him in half again.
Brian Flores has always shown you that he has the franchise's best interest at heart. He does what's in the best interest of the franchise. I can't tell you that's ego. Now, is he a difficult human? Yeah, hell yeah, he's a difficult human. He's an asshole. Let's be real about it. He's an asshole. He's an unlikable asshole. But that doesn't mean you're going to be a bad coach. That doesn't mean that you're driven by ego.
Right now, he's a bad coach. Right now, he's Cam.
Yeah, right now, he's a bad coach because nothing he's doing is working. And
say it with me. He's Cam Flow right now.
No, I cannot say that. No, I cannot put. No, not even close.
Sean, let's put some effects here on it.
I'll put Joe Flow.
Cam Flow.
Joe Flow. Don't compare him to Cam Cameron. Don't do that. That's not fair. That's not respectable. Can't do that.
Well,
that was a joke.
They're not playing respectable right now.
All right. Joe Philbin's team. Plenty of Joe Philbin's team didn't play respectable.
They lost to a guy whose game plan is trying to find a cave to hide his fingers.
They started 0-7, and people like you wanted to crown him because he won 5 games, or really Fitz won 5 games on a team that was supposed to be tanking. And you wanted to crown him. Not all of a sudden shit ain't working.
And I was impressed last year with 10 wins too.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, all of this impressive shit that he does means absolutely nothing because his team sucks.
And because he sucks, because he's the one that created this mess. Right? He got rid of Chang Daly, scared him off. He said, "No, I've got an experienced O-line coach." Not. I've got experienced offensive coordinators. Not.
Hello.
Of course, it's a great idea. We go 4 young linemen and a journeyman to protect our injury-prone quarterback. Yeah, we're fine. That's flow.
Listen. They, as an organization, made a couple of bad decisions that have snowballed and led to a horrible start. Teams losing confidence, lost their starting quarterback, offensive lines playing like shit. Wide receivers are hurt every minute. You knew that when you signed them, or when you kept them, or when you extended them. Listen, things aren't going their way, and it's a tough start. The question is, can they dig themselves out of this hole? I don't believe they can.
No, you can't. No, it's a terrible coaching staff. If they're terrible,
terrible.
it's a terrible coaching staff. It's a nobody's playing well. Oh, not special teams, not offense, not defense. There's no improvement anywhere. They cannot be reliable anywhere.
Same
They
coaching
make
staff as last year.
they make mistakes on all sides of the ball. There are key penalties every single game. There is not one shed of proof that they have a coaching staff that knows what the hell they're doing right now.
Last year's the proof that they need. It's not happening.
Yeah, maybe I'm starting to think that the more of the veterans that you had on the team helped you kind of overcome all of that. And now that you took out a lot of that experience, including on the coaching staff, because obviously you lost experience in Changeli, this has kind of hurt you in a big time way all over the damn roster. And you don't right now, it's young coaches looking at young coaches going, what do we do? What do we do? And they've never been in these situations, so they don't have any answers. Now it's young players looking at young players going, what do we do? What do we do? And we've never been in this situation. There's a lot of
veteran coach on the staff. And there's no veteran coach on the staff.
Right. Except the head coach. The head coach is the only real veteran coach.
He ain't a veteran. I'm sorry.
I mean, he's not a veteran head coach, but he's a veteran coach that he's been around for a long time.
No, sir. You ain't got no grays in that beard. You ain't done nothing.
I get it. I get what you're saying. As a head coach, he hasn't done anything.
There's nobody he can lean on. I get what I agree with you. There's nobody he can lean on. Like
where you're not picking up on is he was a defensive coordinator, a successful defensive coordinator. None of their other coaches have ever been great offensive coordinators, great offensive line coordinators, great defensive coordinators, great special teams coaches. They've never had success at the NFL level. Flo has had some, but still, from top to bottom, coaching staff and roster, there's so much inexperience that it's impossible to get out of these kind of messes because they can't lean on anyone for any kind of guidance whatsoever. And Flo is not Belichick or Saban that he can train all his young coaches and develop them and all that kind of stuff because those are guru-like coaches. He's not that guy.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I agree with you I think he's lacking a veteran coach and somebody to lean on and give him wisdom and guidance.
Yeah. The Jim Caldwell thing was crippling to this organization because first of all, he would have been the best head coach on your roster, better than Flo, obviously, because he's proven he won. They had no business firing him in Detroit. He's the best coach they've had in Detroit for over 20 years. That would have been awesome, and he would have been able to guide the offense too, because he's proven, dude. He's done it. What a shame, dude. What a shame. That Jim Caldwell move. That's the key to all these young coaches when they take over. They got to have a couple of those old vets that have been through it all that can help them, dude. If not, that's the thing with Flo. He doesn't have anybody that can alleviate any of the load. Nobody.
I don't disagree with you.
You know, he's got to now be the truancy officer for offense and for special teams and for defense because all of his coaches are unproven. Whereas when Sean McVay took over, the first thing he did was he brought Wade Phillips over. So he's like, okay, all I got to do is worry about my offense. Wade is an effing legend. Let him worry about the defense, and I don't have to worry about it. That's what young coaches need to do in this league. They've got to have those kind of veteran coaches. And he had it. Unfortunately, Caldwell ended up getting, whatever happened in his personal life, unfortunately. By the way, I know he's like a consultant. What happened to him? Do we know?
I don't think he's a consultant with the Dolphins. In fact,
not with somebody else. I think he's consulting.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was, but I want to say
I'm trying to look it up right now. Because he could have returned. He chose not to.
Right. But he took maybe because health-wise, he probably, it's a stressful job. So
yeah, he's not working. So
yeah, no, he's not working. He's consulting. That's a whole different ballgame. So unfortunately, and that's the thing too, with everybody wanting blood and
plus with COVID, with COVID, like
right. Right. And who knows what his health issue is. All right, we'll wrap it up with this. With everything going on and they want blood, what happens here? Oh, what do you tell the fan base? Is it status quo for the rest of the year, and then they'll probably address whatever they're going to address in the offseason?
Put your head down and work.
Right. Yeah, I figured.
And
yeah.
You know, I think you look at you put your head down, you work, you're patient, you watch the final product. You're not going to get blood. Steve Ross isn't going to give you blood.
No, I agree.
That's not how he rolls. That's not how he operates.
No,
what you might get is everything that Chris Greer has done in one off season or in 3 seasons being a failure will cost him his job. But even then, the one thing I like about this situation is Steve Ross has been in all those meetings. Steve Ross has listened to all the thought process. Steve Ross has read the draft reports. Steve Ross has been there when people were advocating for who. Steve Ross has heard how much you want to pay this player because he's going to fill this void. Steve Ross has heard how much Jalen Waddle is going to impact this offense directly. Steve Ross has heard it. Steve Ross has heard why we want to trade our draft pick and not the 49ers draft pick to the Eagles. Steve Ross has heard, and he knows who did what. And that's always going to be my saving grace, because a lot of people want to say, oh, these are Brian Flores' players. That's you. A lot of people want to say, oh, well, Chris Greer's done a horrible job running the organization and running the franchise and doing this and doing whatever. You know what? We don't know, because it was a collective together. They worked together. Now, the question is, yeah, somebody advocated for somebody more than the other. Who said Austin Jackson was going to be left tackle? Steve Ross knows.
Yeah.
And hey, when you come down, I think you look at it from his business acumen and where he specializes in his projects. And let's say you're building a building and 10 things go wrong. You hold the contractor responsible for those 10 things, right?
Of course.
And you say, when are these things going to be fixed and how are they going to be fixed?
Right.
And you listen to the report, whether you like it or not, it determines whether or not you fire them and go get a new contractor.
Right.
You know, we deal with this. EGD is going to do my repairs here for my kitchen. And you set a deadline, you have expectations, and you move forward. Steve Ross had expectations.
Yeah.
The project.
We all did.
The project is bust.
Yeah.
Now you got to figure out. You got to see how it finishes out. You got to see what problems get fixed. He's listening to Flores on how he's going to fix the problems, and you evaluate it at the end of the year, man. And you see how it pans out. If this quit, I think the only chance Flores has of not being retained is if the team quits on him. And I think they're close.
Well, they didn't quit yesterday. They played hard yesterday.
They didn't quit yesterday, but they're close.
They're incompetent. They're not right now. I'm not seeing a quitting team. That I can't.
They're not quitting. They're not quitting, but I can tell you they're close. They don't believe.
Yeah, they haven't quit, but yeah, they're. We'll see. I mean, I don't know.
But you know what? When you don't have a belief in the things that your organization, like, how do you get outsmarted on the last play of the game? That's your job.
Right. And those are the things that end up, that's how you lose your team.
That's how you lose your team.
Right. Those are the things that if they continue to mount, then I'm with you that you'll eventually lose your team.
But
yesterday, he didn't have a team.
No. I'm not saying that they quit on him. I'm not saying that they're going to quit on him. Like, to me, you got to play more of the Mac Collinses. You got to play the guys that are going to run through a wall for you and set the tone. Who's out there setting the tone for this team?
I've been wanting Matt Collins on the field for a while. I want Kirk Merritt on the field. Okay.
Yeah, no, you've gone too far there.
If you're going to give Albert Wilson time, give me Kirk Merritt instead of Albert Wilson.
Here we go with the Albert Wilson slander. Listen, think about it. Who out there is setting the tone for a Brian Flores team? Who looks like they're playing for a Brian Flores team?
That's what I'm saying. Get me Kirk Merritt to set the tone.
I can't. I just can't.
By the way, Jakeem Grant had a good day returning yesterday for Chicago.
Where?
Yeah.
What did he do? What did he do?
A couple returns. You can go check it out.
Listen, I think you bullshit me. I'm looking it up right now.
No, he did. He had a couple of nice returns. He had a nice average yesterday. He did. I watched a little bit of the.
Shit. Okay. 3 for 83. All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Look at your team.
Coaching.
Whatever. There was nobody. Listen.
Coaching. Whatever. Maybe they got a better special teams unit in Chicago. I saw him return a kickoff yesterday. Okay. I was like, they don't return kickoffs. Well, once in a while, if it lands and you're able to return it, he returned it to like the 30-something.
Jalen Waddle returned a kickoff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It happens. I know it's not as common as it used to be, but every once in a while it happens and you return one. So I'm just saying, I saw it yesterday. I go, let me go see how my boy's doing. And he actually had a good day yesterday. So, I root for him. He's a good kid, man. I hope he does well.
No, I can't say he's a good kid. He's a nice kid.
Right, he's a good kid. There's nothing wrong with him. He's not a bad dude. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
You're brutal. By the way, folks, smash the hell out of the like button there. You can catch Omar Kelly a couple times a week here with our EJDconstruction.com.
Jakeem has 2 catches on the season for -7 yards.
Yeah. No. I'm not defending him as a wide receiver. Just use him on special teams. That's all I say.
Yeah.
On special teams. So watch him do well there. It's just so Dolphins. I'm just saying. It's just one of those things.
I saw Caleb Ballage playing for Pittsburgh. I was like, what the bleep?
Yeah, he's still in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's still in the NFL. Yeah.
Just because they're trash for you doesn't mean they're trash for everybody.
Yeah, no. Sometimes people will find a spot for them. Just the way it is. By the way, you're too young, but you could go back and check out the highlights. Noah Igbenogany is Paul Langford. Okay. That's it. That's all I got to tell you. Same exact dude. Exceptional athlete. Can hang and run with anybody because he runs like a deer. He'll just never find the football. He is Paul Langford if I've ever seen Paul Langford, bro. I'm telling you. It's crazy.
Paul Langford doesn't even come up as a football player.
I know. Yeah, well, no, it's Langford. I don't know how you spell it.
That's what I got. Langford.
Okay. Okay. All right. Miami Dolphins. There can't be any highlights or lowlights. He does have one highlight. I'll give him credit. Kansas City playoff game, the new stadium. He knocks down the ball in the back of the end zone. That was the only play Paul Langford ever made in his career. Number 44, I believe. I'm correct. Of happy endings. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell happened here? I got it.
I'm like, what you trying to show me over here? Is that Deshaun Watson's girlfriend? Fiance? Yeah, I know. Hey, bro, I know why he want to come to Miami. Let's not be naive about it.
I'm just saying, why you floating around when you got that at home, dude? That's all I'm saying. I'm just wondering, like, why are you calling weird ass women when you got that at home? I'm just saying. That's all. Okay? But that's just entertainment there for you. All right, I saw the press conference with CamFlow. Now, and I sent you the text. We need to ask him specifically just like that. Why haven't you said you guys are not interested in trading for Deshaun Watson because Tua is our quarterback? And I'd love to see how he backs away from that, because what we need to do in the media is do what Len Martez and Dave Hyde did to Nick Saban. they positioned the question in a way that Nick could not get away from it, and he was forced to say, I'm not going to be the Alabama coach. And then we know what the rest is. It's history, and you find out the truth. We haven't asked him directly, why can't you say publicly we are not interested in trading for Deshaun Watson because Tua is our quarterback?
Well, I don't feel like he's already said Tua is our quarterback.
Yeah, no, but he hasn't said
together. I'm not interested in having anybody, and I saw your text, and I felt like he already suffered a couple of knockdowns in that press conference. I didn't feel like this isn't the time. Next week before the trade deadline on Monday, I might go for the jugular, but I'll let him tap dance, and I'll let him pretend like this isn't a distraction. Like, bro, I've heard from half your team already. Like, yeah,
of course it's a distraction.
This is a distraction. Like, you if you don't think it's a distraction, then you're a moron. And
it's just like, you know what, dude? It's the same thing as the offensive coordinator stuff. There was no reason to act top secret with this shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because yes, there is. He doesn't want you to have anybody to blame. He doesn't want you to have one specific person to blame for the shit show that you're looking at.
The other 31 teams, we know who the offensive coordinator is.
He does not want you to have one specific person to blame for the shit show. That's what it's about.
It all goes to him anyway. You hired the offensive coordinator. You created the whole thing. So in the end, dude, it doesn't really matter because all rivers flow to Brian. I mean, come on.
I like that. I might steal that. I might borrow that. Like, listen, no, all rivers don't flow to Brian. All rivers flow to Chris Greer and Brian. They are in unison and lockstep.
On the coaching side. I'm talking about the coaching.
Oh, okay.
These kind of decisions that he's talking about.
That absolutely does flow to him.
The distractions that we're talking about.
Man, you got to get this girl off my screen. She's a tremendous distraction. Thank you. Appreciate that. Like, Lord have mercy. Like, goodness gracious. Like, she is a smoke show. Like, not to be disrespectful to my future quarterback's fiance or wife, but like
she's a smoke show and a half, bro. Like, from a 1 to 10, she's a 13.
That's one of the things that I always enjoyed about hanging with Miko. Like, the players' wives' girlfriends were always around, and you'd be like, "Oh my God!" Like Rashad Jones's baby mama. Like, oh Lord have mercy. Anyway, let's move on to another conversation.
But those are always.
They don't do as good as NBA players, but they do very well. Like, NBA players now, come on, there's no competition. That, like, the women know where the money is.
Yeah, but they also get in way more trouble. Like on the baby mama side.
Yeah,
they end up with more baby mamas. You know, there are some Le'Veon Bells in the world and all that, but the NBA players, oh my God, dude. They're coaches that end up. What was the name of the little short coach that coach for the Bulls? He was a Magic player. Oh, damn it, man. He was one of those.
Life is hard. It might be hard.
Well, even that coach had like 5 different kids with 5 different women from traveling around because he was a player. And then he was a coach. I forgot the guy's name.
He's weak on the pullout game. That's all it is.
Little white guy, overachiever.
Oh, Scott Pax? No.
Scott. Anyway. I think it is Scott actually.
Scott
Skiles, dude. Nice job by you.
5
job.
baby mamas?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Hey, man, I at least rather baby mamas than ex-wives. Let's put that out there. Like, do the baby mama route. Don't do marriage. Don't.
Yeah, no, well, the marriage, but either way, you're kind of tied for 18 years.
Yeah,
still, Le'Veon Bell is going to be so broke. Oh my God, he's going to be so broke.
And not to say that I want to hammer this, or Le'Veon Bell is a great resource or the answer, but like, I'm sorry, Le'Veon Bell here for a minimum contract. I know the Ravens did it, and when the Ravens do it, it makes a lot more sense. But like, bro. you don't have an answer. You don't have any back that could really protect and get you tough yardage. And I'm not saying Le'Veon Bell is the answer, but goodness gracious, everything you've done here has failed for a reason.
All the guys the Ravens signed are better. Freeman, Bell, and
I mean, it's just because they're on a better team.
No, I know. A better locker room structure.
Yeah, man.
Everything's established. I get it, dude. No, I mean, we're not going to compare John Harbaugh and his staff and that organization to this organization. I mean, this organization is striving to come close to that organization is what we're talking about. But,
you know how you get there?
Like,
you know how you get there? You hire somebody from there.
The former Minnesota Raiders guy. It was the other guy, the big guy, the big back that they signed. All three of their guys are better.
Murray. Yeah.
Latavius Murray. Latavius Murray. That's it. Latavius Murray. All three of the guys they signed.
All off the street. All off the street. Listen, and as I respect what Myles Gaskin and Ahmed Savan are doing or trying to do or who they are, but they're scatbacks. Let's be real about it.
They're number twos. Yes.
Like, anyway, roster.
I love Myles Gaskin if you got a stud back. I think Myles Gaskin would be one of the better number twos in the NFL that way. You know what I mean? But when you elevate both, then you hurt yourself that way. I'm 1,000% with you. Okay, so you're in it. You talk to a lot of people around the league. My thoughts have been that it's really not the Dolphins negotiating for the guy right now.
No, I don't think they're negotiating.
I think it's been Houston the whole time. And here's my theory, Omar. Let me run this by you. My theory is Houston doesn't know what the F is going to happen. With who? With Watson, they don't know if he's innocent or guilty, right? So
nobody knows. Nobody knows.
This is my point. This is their last push.
You think they're desperate? You think this is
their last push to see if they can get a deal done? Because after this, you're at the mercy of the courts. And if he's guilty, you lost all leverage. If he's innocent, you have all the leverage in the world.
If it gets to the courts, if it gets to the courts
now.
Yeah, if it gets to the courts, I happen to believe
there's 10 criminal investigations going on. So yes, it could get to the courts. That's what I'm saying. They don't know.
One day, listen, if they had enough evidence for a criminal conviction, and I get the due process, he's a celebrity. Like this would have moved a lot longer, faster. Like this.
No. Wait a minute. Here's where I disagree with you sometimes. When the authorities are super quiet, it is super dangerous for you, whoever you are that is up for charges. It's not a good thing. Like, I'll give you an example. Right now, I don't know if you're following the Matt Gaetz situation, but the feds are super quiet right now. And
who's
normally when it's like
I know a Matt Gaetz, but I don't think we're talking about the same guy.
It's politics. It's the idiot that slept with the 17-year-old and all. Don't worry about it. You probably don't follow it. But my point is that the authorities have been kind of quiet lately, and so have the lawyers. And I wonder if Houston actually got wind of something and they're nervous.
Trade deadline's looming, baby.
Maybe that's why
I think you have a valid point about them wanting to get this, because if he comes in with a conviction and a suspension, you're not done. You're still he's gonna play in the NFL again.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you're done in the monster deal. Is my point.
You're still gonna get a good deal. You're not gonna get the monster deal.
Well, in today's environment, my brother, if he is found guilty, you cannot bring a sexual predator into your team.
Bro, they had a guy who murdered somebody playing in the NFL. Not
anymore. That doesn't happen anymore.
The NFL will take.
Gruden just got booted out for words, bro. It's a different environment now, Omar. I don't think you survive it anymore.
You can win games in the NFL. You can be a killer, murderer. I would hate to say rapist, but history has proven you can be a rapist.
But not lately, right? That hasn't happened in the last.
The NFL don't change like that. I think they made an example of Gruden, but that's on PC, political correctness. I'm sorry.
Well, you know
Deshaun
what?
Watson will be starting for an NFL team in 2022. Bank it. Bank it.
Not if he's guilty.
He will be starting for a team in 2022, even if he's guilty. Bank it. Maybe not 2022.
Not civil, but if
definitely
he's
2023. He is
guilty,
going to be starting for. Dude, they haven't even put him on the commissioner's suspended list. There's no reason. Nobody
because they haven't tried to play him, man. That's why they don't have to.
It doesn't matter. Nobody who's ever been on the commissioner's exempt list has had a conviction. You don't need a conviction. You don't need due process to commissioner's exempt list. It just needs to be a black eye to the league.
Yeah,
he's clearly a black eye to the league.
Yes, Omar, but he's not playing, so it's not a black eye to the league.
But you know what? If he's not playing and you put him on the commissioners, it would be wise to put him on the commissioners exempt list. You know why? Because
it would. You're right.
Then he's starting to pay the process, and the Texans aren't paying him. They have played this situation wrong the whole time. And you know what? If I'm Miami and I do trade for him, I say he's starting on Sunday, forcing the league to do something. League doesn't do something, he plays. League does something, then he begins his suspension that he's going to have to pay.
Yeah, you can't. No team can trade for him now, and no team's trading for him. I don't believe this report at all. Because
trust me, I don't think
no one is trading for a guy with all these legal issues. Nobody.
I think a trade gets. I don't think a trade gets done. But trust me, they're still in the DMs. They're still and this young man has control and leverage, which few do, and still is exerting it. Like, let's say Detroit. Why wouldn't Detroit trade for him right now? Think about it. Other than the fact that he wouldn't play for them.
Legal issues. You don't trade for him.
Please.
Nobody trades for him right now, Omar, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, please.
No, dude, you cannot trade for a guy that if he's found guilty, you traded for a criminal.
I put
That's
it
50-50.
Dolphins don't.
It's a terrible look for the NFL.
Who cares?
I don't believe the NFL will allow a trade.
Don't care. Dolphins don't care.
You haven't heard from the NFL because Houston has done all their work for them. The second they try to trade him, you'll hear from the NFL. The second somebody thinks they can play him, you'll hear from the NFL.
Bullshit.
He's on ice, dude. He's not doing anything.
Bullshit. He's still cashing a check.
Well,
the Dolphins are gonna listen. And the Dolphins are gonna, if the Dolphins trade for him by November 2nd, Dolphins are gonna have to write that check. And you know what? If I'm writing that check, I'm playing him.
No, I get that, but you'll see.
I force your hand.
Will not allow a trade, and they won't allow him to play. None of that will ever happen.
Ooh, you think the NFL won't allow a trade? Please, NFL's going. Understand that Commissioner Goodell works for the 32 owners. So if two of them say, "What?"
I will bet anything you want. The NFL will not allow a trade.
NFL is not about the block
anything.
Trade, Watson. Promise it. They're not. They're not going to block the trade.
Oh, they'll block the trade for sure. They'll block the trade because they're gonna protect themselves and the team that's trading.
If they protected themselves, you know what they would do? They would suspend him. They would put him on the commissioner's suspend list.
At the moment, you can't suspend them because there has been no criminal.
They've needed no criminal suspension for all
I get that, but at the moment, there's been no criminal charges filed, and it's just civil lawsuits.
They've needed no criminal charges filed for all their previous suspensions on the commission's exempt list.
I get that, but the difference here is
the exception. What makes this the exception?
Listen to me. No, listen to me. Right now,
was suspended 6 games, and he was never arrested, convicted, charged, anything. Ezekiel Elliott missed 6 games.
I know.
Never suspended, never convicted, never arrested. You know what he did? Stories embarrassed the NFL.
Right? Yeah.
So how is this different?
You talking about TD Gate? You talking about TD Gate? Is that what you're talking? Was that the stuff? Was it Tittygate, right? That's what it was, right?
I don't remember what he did.
Yeah, it was Tittygate that he lowered the girl's thing in public, right? And the other thing he did was he pushed a security guard. He got in a physical altercation with a security guard. Now I'm remembering now that he pushed the guy. You remember that? There
6
was
games,
video.
not a single conviction. 6 games, not a single arrest.
Omar, there's video
Yes.
of him pulling the girl's thing down. I don't think that was for the NFL. I think it was the altercation he had with the security guard that he pushed the guy.
I don't think we're talking about
there was physical evidence of something that happened. On this Deshaun Watson thing, nobody has any evidence. There's no evidence.
Yeah,
we don't know anything. Everything is behind the scenes.
Bro,
there's nothing public.
They don't need a conviction. They don't need an arrest.
But I'm telling you, there's nothing right now. They can't do anything.
In every other situation, they didn't need a conviction. They didn't need an arrest. In any other situation, they didn't need a conviction. They didn't need arrest. They needed. Ezekiel Elliott was suspended for 6 games for it was a complaint. The only thing that was filed. But anyway, let's move on.
You sure about that?
I'm pretty positive because I had to look it up when looking up studying how they use the commissioner's exempt list. They've also used it on Kareem Hunt, no conviction, just a video, and they've used it on the running back who beat his. He would help the Dolphins. The guy who beat his.
Ezekiel Elliott suspended 6 games. Ruling comes the NFL's year-long suspension into domestic violence accusations made against him by Tiffany Thompson, who identified her as a former girlfriend. Elliott, 22, has denied the allegations. A second-year pro representative said in a statement they were extremely disappointed with the NFL's decision appealing the ruling. The 6-game suspension stands. Elliott would be eligible to make a season debut October 29 against Washington. Could miss yada, yada, yada. Elliott formally informed us of suspension. Nothing else. Okay, that's it.
You know who can help this team? Former Oklahoma running back, old as dirt, Hall of Fame guy. Last played for Washington.
Gore?
Huh?
Gore?
No. Gore. Hey, Gore can help. Now that you think about it, now that you mention it, I can't even think about it. Frank Gore is forced into retirement this year. But let's move on. Let's discuss something.
By the way, NFL insider Ian Rappaport stated it reviewed photographs taken by Thompson of her physical injuries following multiple incidents. The league found the photographic and medical forensic evidence corroborates many critical elements of the allegations regarding the cause of her injuries. So there was evidence, is what I'm trying to tell you. And in the Watson case, there is no evidence public right now. We don't have any pictures. We don't have any texts. We don't have anything. As he said, they said, is the only thing we have right now. And there are no criminal charges filed yet. And the civil lawsuits have not been won. So the NFL has nothing to stand on. So they don't suspend them.
So why would they not stop? Why would they stop him from playing?
Listen, because they don't want an issue with the NFLPA, because then the NFLPA will go after him.
NFL has never run from the NFLPA.
So the NFL does nothing because Houston has done it all for them.
NFL has never run from the NFLPA. Not on.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is, right now there's no reason to do anything.
It's speculation, conjecture. Sorry, the NFL, if you haven't stopped him from playing right now, yes, Houston stopped him. But if you haven't stopped him from playing right now, I would force your hand. Like it would benefit the Dolphins if he was on the commissioner's exempt list. Let's do it. Let's put him on the commissioner's exempt list for all of 2021.
Oh, it would end all the
next week.
It would end all the trade discussion if he's on the commissioner's exempt list. There's no trade then. There's no trade. There would be no rumors. There'd be nothing. That's it. Or maybe the NFL is also allowing them not to do it so they can actually try to get a trade.
Yeah. So if you're trying to encourage somebody,
but they're not playing him, so they're not putting them in any kind of an embarrassing situation because they're not playing him. By the way, they put Adrian Peterson and Alfred Morris. There's people put out there.
Adrian Peterson could help the Dolphins. Is he still playing?
Yeah, he could also whip them up too in a shape.
I'm at this point like you
served it up, so I had to finish it. By the way,
so, hey, you're desperate. Why not? At this point,
why not? He'll bring he'll bring the switches and he'll whip some people.
This team needs to switch. This team needs to switch. A good flogging. Go get your stick from the tree. This team needs it. Look,
by the way, I saw that you tweeted out what's it called? Oh damn it, what's his name now? I'm forgetting his name.
You forget his name, Tua Tagovailoa?
No, man, no. The
Brian Flores?
No, the guy from ESPN. What's his name? Damn it. You like him a lot. Louis Riddick.
Oh, Louis Riddick. Yeah.
You tweeted out his comments on how Tua has not been handled properly here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but then it seemed like you agreed, but then it seemed like you kind of backtracked on it.
No, I hear his points. No, I think the criticism is valid. I don't think, and I even
incredibly valid.
I even posted a thread. It's not like they haven't tried to do things. It just hasn't worked.
But they suck at what they tried. So
Okay,
you didn't really help out.
But
it's like, I throw out the example. Your kid, he gets to the age of driving. And so, hey, my kid got to the age of driving. All right. I didn't buy her a fucking used Yugo. I got her an Acura. You know what I'm saying?
Big money, big O.
And while the Dolphins wanted to build a line, they didn't give him the Tennessee Titans line.
No.
They gave him a fucking Yugo.
I'm not going to allow you
to. I am not going to allow you.
I'm not going to allow you to say that they didn't try because you.
No, they tried.
They tried. They failed. They tried. They failed. But
exactly.
They didn't know they were buying a Yugo. I told you they were buying a Yugo. I told you that's a lemon.
So
and
then there you go. So
you were right there with them saying, "Oh, young kids, they're going to develop and they're going to get great and everything." No,
I never said they're going to get great.
No, okay. You said they're going to develop, and we're giving up on them.
Omar, for months I've been bracing everybody, telling them, "Hey, they started young guys. Remember, 2 or 3 of these guys are going to fail." I've been saying that for months, dude.
Yeah, but you know what?
You don't hit on all 5 draft picks.
I told you from the get-go, not good enough.
Yes, you're right.
So then you're gonna ruin your season. Gonna ruin your season.
You had a chance to give the kid a Toyota that is reliable, a Nissan that's reliable,
I don't even look at it from that
reliable. You gave him a fucking Yugo.
I don't even look at it from that standpoint. While I do think the offensive line is the number one problem, you could have given him a physical rushing attack by getting Najee Harris. You chose not to do that. You could have. You could have had some more stability on your offensive line by not trading away Eric Flowers. You chose to trade him away for moving up 14. Okay. You could have continued continuity with Chan Gailey, even though him and Tua were kind of on a chilly relationship. But sometimes the kid doesn't know what's best for him, and you just keep on pushing along. You go and you hire his former 7-on-7 elite high school quarterback coach to be his quarterback coach.
Rich Cola.
And you promote
Coke, give him Rich Cola. The hell's wrong with you?
You promote two guys to a coordinated position for the sake of continuity. You go draft Jalen Waddle. You go sign Will Fuller, who, by the way, I'm sorry. Why the hell aren't you here watching practice? I've seen Will Fuller, and I'm being genuinely honest with you. And this is something that I will address next week.
You could have given the kid MacArthur's milk, and you're feeding him freaking Hyde Park. The hell is wrong with you?
I don't drink milk, so I have no idea what the reference is. But listen, everything's failed. Everything you touch has failed.
That's right.
And this kid hasn't failed. He's 7-5.
Balled out last week, bro.
He played pretty well last week.
He balled out behind a Yugo offensive line.
But here's the thing: we're sitting here and we are discrediting what he's done and what he's accomplished and what he's working against. And keep in mind, I do understand why they're doing it, because the hot chick out there keeps winking at you and wants to take you to bed. And yes, you've got Tua, and he's,
Jilly? She's interested?
Who's Jilly?
Really? What's wrong with you, man? You just told me to take her off the screen.
Okay. I don't know her name, bro. But yeah, she wants to get down, Big O, and you're dating somebody, and you like him, and it's pretty serious. You're not ready for marriage yet, but like, did you see her? Like, bro, like, am I saying no to that?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
Of course not.
Now, would he be my number one preference? No. Do I think it's wise to make the trade right now? No. But I'm sorry. You could put her back up on the screen? Like, good Lord. Like this is what's staring at Chris. Oh my God. This is what's staring at Chris Greer and saying, I want to get down. And like, I'm sorry. Like, we're not dating exclusively right now. Like, it just, you know, and you can have your feelings hurt, but I'm looking out for my best interests as an organization. And Deshaun Watson might be in the organization's best interest when you've been 20 years for mediocrity because you can't get an elite quarterback. Well, this situation presents itself for bad reasons, but he is an elite quarterback. Like,
no, I get it.
Like,
I get it.
And honestly, Big O, and I say this to anybody who talks to me, I don't care what happens. If it's up to me, I'm waiting on Aaron Rodgers, and I'm going all in on Aaron Rodgers, and I'm telling Aaron Rodgers, listen, bro, you could be my GM, you could be my coach. You could pick my GM, you could pick my coach. This is your organization now. You build it how you want, you spend the salary cap how you want. Just sign on the dotted line. And I have no fucking shame about it. And if he says no, okay. But I took my shot. Why you gotta do that to me?
Why, bro? I'm just telling you, Jilly wants to sleep with you. She's teasing you.
That's exactly what Deshaun Watson's doing to the Dolphins. And they can't and what I found disappointing was Flores' talk about how, oh, this isn't a distraction for my team.
Please don't use the word disappointing while we have Jilly on the screen. Please don't use the word disappointing while we have Jilly on the screen, because
it is a little disappointing she doesn't have natural hair, because I feel it's like.
Are you really worried about that right now? Are you serious? Are you really worried about natural hair right now?
I have
seriously,
Big O.
What is wrong with this? Please let him have it on the chat board. This man's worried about her hair.
I mean, it's nice. I'm not throwing it out. Like it's. I mean, it's Deshaun Watson is a tremendous.
You better be you're a sick human being if you throw anything like that out.
I mean,
you're actually sick. You're calling other women on IG when you got that at home. That's all I'm saying.
Man, I forget who it is that said the guy. Guys cheat on models. Guys cheated on Halle Berry.
No, I know the old saying, show me a fine chick and I'll show you a guy that's tired.
Yes.
Yes. I get all of that. I just,
it's about the relationship, your trust. Let me have
a hard time looking at her and saying, yeah, maybe I might make an exception for that saying. You know what
listen, if the woman is your best friend, then it makes it easy to say no to her. But Tua and Flo aren't best friends. They're dating. They're casually dating. And while Tua thinks that this is head to marriage, maybe it's not. And honestly, if I'm Tua, I don't care what happens either. Oh. Why you do it to me?
I gotta tell you, for those of you listening to the segment on the podcast, you have cheated yourself out of this segment by not going back to the video portion of this interview, because if you better go to Big O Radio Show on YouTube, because I'm telling you, it's worth it, man,
bro. Hey, man,
Manny Navarro is waiting to join us, and he's already, he's excited about the interview already as it is.
It's a distraction, and that's what I found disappointing with Flores. Like, this is going to be a distraction for your team, not just this Sunday, but next Sunday too against Buffalo. And until November 3rd gets here, and whether or not he's here or he's not, and I don't think they're going to make the trade. I think it's going to linger till the offseason too. And they're going to try to see if they can wait to let the legal process play itself out. But, man, the Dolphins have 1 foot in, 1 foot out on Tua, and unfortunately that probably hurts the kid's feelings. But you know what an elite quarterback wants your team, whether it's Deshaun Watson. What if it's Aaron Rodgers next season? I'm sorry, you're in a great location. An elite quarterback wants your team. Suck it up and become an elite quarterback. So that's my response to Tua. Like, play great. Go and beat Buffalo, and we can end all this conversation.
All right, what's the prediction before I let you go? What do you got?
I'm predicting
do they get their second win, or is it a loss?
I'm predicting a loss. I just don't feel like this team is bought in.
Are the corners playing?
Maybe. We'll know later today. They're practicing. I just don't think they look right. And okay. I think you save them for Buffalo. But, you probably need this win as desperately as you've ever needed a win. So,
amen to that. Amen to that. And hopefully it comes with a good
can you imagine losing to Atlanta and then taking it to Buffalo and then losing to Buffalo?
Oh, dude, they lost to Stanky Fingers last week. So, I mean, it doesn't get any worse than losing to Stanky Fingers. I mean, seriously. It just doesn't get any worse than Stanky Fingers. And if you lose to him, I mean, what am I going to tell you, bro? It just sucks. All right, follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly. And if you're listening to the podcast, shame on you. Go grab the video. It's well worth it. Omar, I'll see you later.
I don't even know what her name is, but her image
Chili Anais. Anais.
Woo.
Yeah. Yeah, she's all woman.
She's serving as a distraction for me, just as Deshaun Watson is serving as a distraction for the Dolphins.
I say we trade for her. Fuck Watson. Forget the rest. Bring her here. I don't care about Watson now at this point. Bring Jilly. Have her the face of the stadium. That would be Tom Garfinkel's greatest acquisition right there. All right, we'll have a Jilly day at the stadium. That's all.
I always found Ryan Tannehill's wife cute. But cute isn't for me. Cute isn't what I want. Yeah, I know. We always have these discussions. Yeah,
Hispanics, and the brothers. Just we look at them and we say, "Yeah, you're cute. You're nice."
It's
but
cute.
There ain't enough meat on the bones. I get you. I'm with you.
Yes, but
I need some curves.
Miss Jilly, she certainly fits the credentials. Qualified.
Oh, yes, she qualifies. Yes, that one qualifies. I'm with you there. That one, I don't look at her and say, "Feed her a burger." Lauren is nice, but I say feed her a burger. That's the kind of the difference there. All right, he's fading. All right. I'll see you on Sunday. We'll talk to you post game. Be good. Right. There you go. The great Omar Kelly.